Hi, my name is Ray with Water Heaters Now, and what I'm going to do today is show you how to do an annual cleaning on this Rheem Proterra professional grade prestige hybrid water heater. You say, what is that even? Well, it's a heater that uses electric elements here and here, like a standard electric water heater, but it also has a heat pump, which is this entire area. You might not know what a heat pump is, but it's similar to an air conditioner where it'll extract the heat from the house, kick it outside through the coils using refrigerant. This has a heat pump as well that extracts heat from the inside of your house, drives it into the tank, and pushes off cool air. So we'll actually take the heat from this basement in the summertime and kick out cool air as a result. How cool is that? Very cool. So a couple of things that we're going to do here is we're going to clean the filter and we're going to drain it. The heat pump itself, Rheem has made that non-serviceable. What that means to you is that you can service it. You can't hook up any refrigeration pump to it. You can't do anything to it. You say, well, that's a bad thing. Except that they're so confident that they give a 10-year warranty that if you have a problem in the heat pump at all, in 10 years, they'll give you a brand new unit for free. So it's a good thing. And they don't want people messing with refrigerant. It can be dangerous. So it's a good thing that it's non-serviceable. So what we're going to do, if you could bring the camera over, I want to show you one of the most critical things in working on a Prestige annually is you take the heat pump filter out. Now, I've already cleaned this, but just to show you what this is, it's just a plastic grid of really fine fibers. Go ahead and zoom in on that. See if we can get clarity on it. But it's a really, really fine filter. It'll house dust. And then you just take you take it upstairs, you take your kitchen sprayer and spray it. Do not put a hair dryer on it to dry it. Do not leave it out in the sun to dry. And do not set it on fire. All those things will wreck it for sure. So you just spray it, and then you put a towel here, and you dab it with another towel to dry it, and then you can shake it. That's okay. But you don't want to mess with the configuration of the fibers by putting overheat on it. So don't use boiling hot water, and don't put any kind of dry heat on it. Don't throw it in your dryer. And when you're done and it's clean, you just put it back in the top of the heater, because as air is coming in through the house, it passes through this filter, and then it uses that clean air to drive heat into your heater. So if this gets clogged, this isn't working well. And so about annually, you want to take care of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in since we've already cleaned it. So very easy. The next things that we'll do is we're going to go ahead and drain the water heater. Now we already have the valve off to the heater itself. So we've isolated the heater and we've hooked a hose up to the unit. So come down here so you can see the valve. We have a hose hooked up to just a clothes washer valve style fitting, and there's a slot, just a straight edge slot. So we're going to put the screwdriver in that slot, turn it 90 degrees, it's off. When in any valve, if the handle, this is considered a handle here, even though it takes a screwdriver, when the handle slot is against the pipe, the valve is off. When the handle slot is with the pipe, it's on. And all valves are like that. They make all single-handled plumbing valves so that if it's running with the pipe, it's open. If it's running against the pipe, it's closed. So what we're going to do is just drain this heater. It's going to take about 10-15 minutes, and I won't hold you on the phone while we're doing that. Once it's drained all the way, then we're going to turn the water on, because at the bottom of the pipe, the fill goes to the bottom and it makes a swirl. And you know how in the kitchen sink, when you're done doing dishes and everything's kind of gross, and you take your sprayer and you spray around the outside of the sink to make it all go down the drain, this is set up on the inside of your tank to do the same thing. So after you drain it all the way, then you close the valve and reintroduce water to kind of swirl it, and then open this drain valve again and let it drain the rest of that dirty water. And you just repeat that a few times. And in that way, you'll clean the bottom of the tank where corrosion and sediment can begin to build up. and you keep your water heater running clean like new year after year. If people did that, their heaters would last a lot longer and they'd run much more efficiently, which would save you money while you use it and save you money when you don't have to replace it. So that's really all there is to the ProTerra, is cleaning out the filter and draining the heater properly. A couple of things you might want to know if you own one. And obviously, if we installed it, we would have already communicated these things, but there's different modes to a hybrid heater. We're going to go to the off mode. We're going to disable it. Actually, that's a very important thing to do when you're draining your heater. You want to disable the heater and turn the power off to it right at the unit. Because right now the heater's probably drained down to about here, but if it drained to a point where the elements are touching air, the elements would break. Extremely important to shut the power off as you're draining it. I should have done that before I even opened the valve, but I did remember it before we had any air get to the elements. So first thing you do, disable the power in the unit. Now back to what I was talking about. I'm glad I did because it reminded me. On the mode setting, you have hybrid mode, which will use the electric as a primary and use the heat pump as a backup. You have heat pump mode, where it'll only use the heat pump. Electric mode, which will only use electric, or vacation mode. So there's different modes. We would say that the most common thing to use is put it in economy mode and energy saver mode, which is economy. And what that'll do is it'll sense how you're using the water and it'll use it appropriately as a mix with the hybrid between the heat pump and the electric power. So you have a temperature pressure relief valve, which would go off should it need. This unit comes with a leak guard sensor right here. They're fantastic units. The government in the Inflation Reduction Act is paying for a third of these units during 2023. And I don't know how much longer it's going to go. But if an average unit costs $4,500, they're giving you a tax credit, and it's a straight credit that you get at the end of the year off of your tax bill or in addition to your refund of a third the cost of this unit. So the best thing about this is a normal electric water heater will cost you approximately $500 to $800 a year to run. This is boasting $149 a year. So it's a really smart unit. It's probably the smartest water heater in the planet. If you're going to use electricity to heat your water, this is the right way to go. So this is Ray. Like, subscribe, look at our other water heater channels if you're a water heater buff like me. And thanks for watching the video. If you're a homeowner, take care of your water heater every year. Thanks for your business.